Hope everybody has had a great day, a great week, and we've had a long month here, haven't we? We've had one thing after the other. Open house has now come and gone, and free access open house has ended. We had a great open house. Um, Great time with all of you guys being on with us, and we've enjoyed having you. And many of you have chosen to stay on with us and become members and become part of the team, and we are just so very, very glad to have you here. And I want to say, speaking of that, if any of you were not on the other night when I did the wrap-up webinar for the open house wrap-up, if you go right here to webinars, open house webinars, I know I'm always telling you where to go back and watch webinars, but if you missed this webinar, you have absolutely got to go back and watch it. This webinar was great. I just jumped in and I showed you guys everything. I walked you through a ton of other Apex systems, some of our older Apex systems that we're completely revamping and, adding order. Some of those older systems were already there before we released order prints and VAT and oscillation detector and all these other things. And we're revamping some of those systems. And I walked through and I showed you a bunch of different systems. Yeah, Joe says, man, mine was blown. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff out there. Like I told you, we love our power plays. We love our C's, our powerful plays. There's a lot more to Apex. There's a lot of stuff out there. And I showed it all to you. Showed you everything behind the scenes, all the systems we're redoing. Talked to you about some of the new releases coming out, showing you how to trade the extra trades with VAD 2.0, showed you the upgraded order prints release that will be coming out here very soon. Talked to you about those new, real low risk trades, that we'll be talking about as well. I gave you a sneak peek idea of what we're doing with the hidden divergence indicator. You guys remember that? I've got it. I'm testing it. Some of us are testing it. It is phenomenal. It is just like I want to go off and do a whole webinar about it like right now. But it's not quite ready for you. There's a few things a few little issues I want to work out, a few little settings I want to work out, but it's working exactly how I wanted it to work. And it's a complete game changer, guys. It's just completely a game changer to be able to monitor multiple markets, get audio alerts ahead of time, like before the bar even closes the other direction. Like the market's going the opposite direction of the trade that you'll want to go in, and you get an alert. Like, how cool is that? Like how cool is that? And it's just, I wanted to be able to show you a little bit of it here on the webinar, but I wasn't able to get it done. Probably what I'm going to do later today is, because I'm so super excited about it, I'll probably make like a quick 10-minute overview video or something, just like, hey guys, here it is. It's not perfected yet. It won't, the graphics wise, it might look a little different, the final release you get, but here it is in action. I'll throw it up on some replay and let you see it, and let you see it call out that, audio alert of that early hidden detection, and it's just it's so cool. I wanted to be able to pull some replay up to show you on the webinar here, but I just didn't have time. We've got a ton going, but I'll make a quick video of it and I'll shoot it out. I'll get it out on Facebook and email, and I'll pop it in here. Okay, I'll pop it in here for you guys some point later today. You can check it out. All right, and I'm hoping to be able to get this out to you sometime next week. Okay, we are very close on this one. Like, this is something I should be able to get to you very quickly. I'm pushing hard on it. So get in and get ready to use this thing. It's just a phenomenal. And especially for you guys, I mean, no matter what you trade, it's phenomenal. But like I said, we've already got, audio alerts for clusters, and you've got audio alerts on the oscillation detector for, double tops and bottoms. But you also have audio alerts for this, and normally you'll get this even before you get that. I mean, so it's just, as far as an early detection. So it's just super great, especially for those of you that trade Forex. I know a lot of you have said that seems to be, the hidden divergence setup, the power play number 3 setup seems to be one of your more favorite setups on Forex, and the one that you're seeing a ton of. So to be able to have a, multiple Forex markets, get a heads up on when a hidden divergence is in play. It's just phenomenal. Just great. So I'll get you some info out on it so you can see a sneak peek, and then I want to get it to you next week. So be watchful of an announcement for a webinar so we can go over it, release it, tell you to upgrade your toolkit, start using it. Okay. So again, if you missed that wrap-up webinar, check it out from the other day. I showed you a little bit of that, showed you all that new stuff, and just some great things coming out there. So we want you to be a part of it. Keep in mind, now that open house has ended and free access has ended, I want to make sure you remember to get signed up for your monthly membership before the price goes up. The prices do increase on Monday, the 18th at midnight. All you got to do is hop in on the website, go right here to sign up for Elite membership, get signed up so you can get grandfathered in at that lower price. Okay. So the main thing we want to talk about today was the mentor programs. Okay. I know this has been super exciting thing. We've been overwhelmed with the response from you guys of wanting to be involved in these mentor groups. And so a couple things. I want to just do a quick overview of the mentor groups and what they are. I want to squash a couple misconceptions and answer some questions here, and then just completely walk you through the next process and exactly what we're going to do, exactly how it works, because I know there's been a lot of questions about it. Okay, so bear with me here. We're just going to kind of walk through it. All right, and I think we'll answer all your questions for you by the end. If I don't, ask them. Okay, and if I don't answer your question right away, I'm not avoiding you. I'm just trying to stay on track and get through the info, and then we'll go back through and make sure. Okay. No, no, Jason, I won't keep you 3 hours. I promise. So, okay. So just real quick overview of, what is the mentor program. And once again, I'll direct you back here to the open house webinars. We've already done a couple of webinars on it where I've gone through and explained, from the beginning, hey, here's what we're going to do. Here's what the mentor programs are. Here's how they're going to work. I went through a lot of examples with you. I walked you through some of the leaders in our room. I've talked to you about, hey, have you been in the elite room? Have you seen, Gary or Marion or Ivar or Kate or Lori or all these people that are the ones in there answering these questions for you, mentoring you in the elite room. And, I've walked you through that whole process of, these leaders that we have. And you're all familiar with Lori and, how she manages our elite room, and she's done a ton of education for you. She's not an employee of Apex. She does all this on her own. And you've seen her teach in there, answer questions. You've probably sent her charts. And, she originally created about 2 months ago the Power Rangers room. Power Rangers came from the Power Plays, where she selected these group of people. And we've got a room in Skype that I've kind of showed you before there. And, that thing is going 24/7. And, some people, the elite room can be a little overwhelming. There's a lot of people in there. There's, a lot of people in there trading different things. There's people at different levels of experience. And sometimes you may not be as comfortable in the elite room posting a chart and asking a question, or, who should you ask? Or, hey, I'm a little shy, or I'm a little new, whatever it is. And these smaller, tighter groups, what we'll be doing is making each one of these groups like 8 to 10 people, okay? Very small group. And in that group, Lori will be overseeing that group, and there will be a couple of the Power Rangers in that group as well. So you have multiple leaders in that group. And, like I told you before, Lori originally took, this group of people that we call the Power Rangers, and it was just one-on-one direct training with these people, really jumping into the power play setups and the powerful setups, and a little more one-on-one, closer type of attention with these smaller groups, and really digging into the systems, really digging into the charts, everybody posting charts and marking them up and asking questions and getting a lot more kind of personalized one-on-one attention, and you've all heard a lot about that and how it's just completely changed, the lives of some of these people and really turned their trading around, to have, some of their, first profitable, consistent, X days straight, or, their first payout today of, hey, I've never, taken a payout before, taken a withdrawn from my trading account before. And now after being in this group, I've done it and I got my first check and it's just totally turned it around. And, we went through all of that of who the Power Rangers were. And, just a matter of weeks before open house, some of these guys didn't even fully know about or understand the power play systems, but they were made part of this mentor group and just dug in one-on-one, in-depth training. And as you've seen through open house, these are the guys that are now the leaders, knowing it in and out, backwards and forwards, helping you in the room and teaching you in the room, and that is, just again, kind of the overview and the power of these mentor groups is that one-on-one, more, I say one-on-one, it's smaller groups without more of that one-on-one personal feeling of being in that group. Okay. And, it's no different of like you hear about, with the public schools and the difference of performance of, there's a public school that's got 150 kids in a class compared to a private school that's got 10 in a class. You know what I mean? Questions could be answered better and more direct attention can be given, right? What's the other thing you have when you've got 150 kids in a class? Well, you've got kids that are falling behind and can't quite keep up and they're kind of left behind. Then you've got kids that are way ahead of the group and they finish early, and it's just a mixture, right? Well, and I'll kind of go over this with you here in a few minutes, is, we're going to organize these groups to make sure it's the best possible group that you can be in so you get what you need, okay? And, we don't want to put, somebody that's been trading for 10 years and a veteran in a room with 8 other people that are brand new and started in that last week, or the vice versa, right? Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the process here and show you exactly how we're going to do that. Okay. So once again, you can go back through and check out the other videos if you missed them. We've talked about before, mentorship's very expensive. It's, it's a big deal, but this is something that is just given to you extra as a free bonus, if you're a paying member. Okay. These very, very smaller groups, showed you where to find some of those previous videos on there. Okay. So with, the amount of leaders that we have, okay, we want all of you to be part of a mentor group, whether it's now or whether it's on the next round. But for us to do this right, we're not doing you a favor if we have 200 mentor groups with the same people trying to lead all the groups. You're not getting the attention you need. So what we've said from the beginning is this first round, okay, maybe we'll have 8 or 10 groups. Lori will be, monitoring all of them. And then again, she'll be involved as a leader. And then a couple of the Power Rangers will be in each group. But we can't spread everybody too thin. So the first round, we can probably start off with 75 to 100 people in the mentor groups, okay? And as soon as that list gets full, it'll get full. But then we'll still have the waiting list. For any of you that can't get in on the first round, you can get on the next round, okay? If you're on the list, you're on the list. It's just a matter of, can you get in on these first rounds? And so with an overwhelming response from you guys wanting to be in the groups, the only fair way we could do it, especially when we had this big open house of free access, was just say, hey, if you're, yes, existing Apex members can get in. The open house members that choose to sign up can get in. To be in a mentor group, you do have to be a paying member of Apex, whether you're an annual member or a monthly member, doesn't matter, okay? And I'm going to show you today the selection form for you to fill out, okay? And what we're going to do is basically all of these forms that we get in from you requesting to be on the mentor group, okay? We're going to take that list, okay, and we're simply going to just compare it to a list of Apex paying members. And it'll be based on first come, first serve of when they were signed up. I know a lot of you said, well, hey, you know, I expect that list to, everybody's going to sign up right after open house, but I want to make sure I'm towards the top of that list. So I told you could sign up early if you wanted, and many of you have done that. Just the only fair way we could figure out how to do it is if, once you fill out the form I show you today, that gets you on the list for mentorship. And as far as, do you get in now? Do you get in later? Where do you fall out on the list? We're simply going to compare that to your Apex paid membership, date by date and time. Because that's why I said, hey, free access ends on the 13th. So I know we're going to have tons of you signing up on the 14th. How do we make it fair? Well, all I can say is whatever time you signed up first. That's why some of you said, well, I want to sign up before the 14th. That's fine. That's just the only way we can do it. You have to be a paying member to be in a mentor group. And so get on the list to be in a mentor group. And then we're just going to, the only fair way for us to do it is to compare, who was a member first. That make sense? That sound fair? Okay. So that's the only way that we could do it. Okay. So and again, we'd love to have all of you in on a mentor group right now, but like I said, we don't want to overdo it here. Okay. We have to have enough time for these mentors to pour in. Okay, to put into each of these groups. And if they're spread thin between hundreds of groups, that's not a service to you. You know what I mean? You don't get the attention that you need. All right. And again, if you don't make it in on the first list or the first round, it's no big deal. You'll be on the list, and we'll get you in on this next round that we'll start to organize here, in the next 30 to 45 days, kind of thing. Okay. So real quick here, let me show you a new section in the forum, okay, just so you know where it is. If you go right here to Trading Questions Forum, okay, and let's see here, right here under the General Trading Forum, okay, I just popped a new section in here just a little bit ago called the Apex Mentor Program. Okay, right here we've got the Apex Mentor Program info and sign up link. Now I'm going to be adding to this section. I'll put some videos in here. I just wanted to pop this up real quick so that everybody would have the link. Now I want to go through the link. Okay. Now I want you to understand real quick. Everybody take a deep breath. Calm down. It doesn't matter whether you get this form filled out right now or whether you get it filled out tomorrow. Okay, this form here has nothing to do with the first come, first serve, get at the top of the list. So just take a breath, pay attention on the webinar, and then I'm going to walk you through this form so you understand why we did it. Okay, so as far as getting on the top of the list to first come, first serve, okay, that's for being a paying member, not how quick you get this. This gets you on the list no matter what. You'll be on the list. Okay? Just a matter of when we can get you into a group. Has to do with when were you on the paid member list. Okay? So give me 1 second, because for you to even have access to this, let me show you something. I'm going to click it here. What does it tell me? It's not letting me see it, okay, because of my particular access. You do have to be a paying member to even be able to access that link. Okay, if you're not a paying member, if the system doesn't show you as a paying member, it's not going to allow you to get on the waiting list. All right. Okay. So give me just 1 quick second here, and I need to pull up something. Give me a quick second, because I need to sign in as another user, because I can't sign in my way, to be able to walk you through this here real quick. Okay, just give me a quick second here. I'm going to just choose somebody to sign in as 154. Okay. All right, let's just use Michael here as an example. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, so Michael, you're the lucky one here. So when you go to the form, you'll just fill out your name and you'll fill out your phone number. Okay, that is a requirement, your phone number. That way we can make sure to get to you. Okay, be able to reach you. An Apex username, easy enough. Did you complete the Power Play course? Yes or no? Okay, let me pause for a second here. This form, this is not an application, okay? There's no wrong answers on here, okay? If you're a paying member and if you fill this form out, you'll get put on the list, okay? This is not an application for us to pre-screen you and say, well, who do we want or not want? That's not what this is for in any way. If you're a paying member of Apex and you fill this out, you're on the list. This is for us to help get information about you to help put you in the right group. Okay? So, information, Apex username, did you complete the course, and Skype ID. Okay, we're going to come back in a minute and talk about Skype. Okay? How long have you been an elite member of Apex? Okay, well, that lets us know what's your experience level with Apex. Oh, well, I've been a member for 2 years. Okay, you're familiar with the website. Okay, you're, familiar with, the Apex indicators. You're, familiar with all those things. Compared to some of them might be brand new that's not even familiar with some of these other systems or other indicators or anything like that. Okay, so that helps us understand, what is your Apex experience? Because that way we can help put you in the right groups of other people that have been around for a while compared to someone brand new. Make sense? Do you agree to follow the fast track method using the power plays to complete your training? Okay, that's the only right or wrong answer you can really put there. Okay, and we've covered the fast track, which we've talked about that in some of the other videos. Are you willing to follow the, the path that the mentors are going to give you in these mentor groups, and, follow through the path? Not, well, I just want to get in there so I can ask whatever I want and get. You got to follow the path. There's a reason behind it. There's a learning process behind it. There's a proven process that we've shown you multiple times here, that, Lori put some of these, Power Rangers through and got them to where it's a process that you want to be a part of. Okay. Yeah, you'll learn much faster being in the right group. Absolutely. Okay. See here, Dinesh says, I was only asked for Skype ID. Refresh that page, Dinesh. See if you can just like Control R or try to go back into it. I'm not sure why you'd only be seeing that. But let me know if you have any more issues on it. What time of day do you trade the most? Please answer this in Eastern time. Well, why is this? Okay, well, some of you guys trade the morning open sessions, right? And, you want to be in groups with other people that trade that open morning session, right? Some of you are only nighttime traders or part-time traders, okay? And you want to be in a group with other nighttime traders. Again, it doesn't do you much good if we put you, if you trade in queue in the mornings mostly, but we put you in a group that trades Nadex binaries at night. That doesn't do you any good or them any good, right? We want you to be in groups with other people that are at the same level of experience you are, and that trade about the same time you are. And right here, what symbols do you trade the most? Well, I trade oil or I trade NQ, okay? You want to be in other rooms with people that are trading the same thing. So keep in mind, guys, there's not a right or wrong answer to this stuff, okay? It's not an application. It's just us having the information to get you in the best room possible for you, okay? And then what do you trade? Trade futures, Forex, Nadex binary, spreads. What do you trade so that we can get you in the groups with other people that are trading the same things. All right. I want to address this question right here. Would you ultimately like to become a mentor? And we made it very clear. This is not a requirement. Okay. Don't feel like, oh, well, the only way I can get in one of these mentor groups is because I'll mentor people later. That's not a requirement. We're just simply asking if that's something you might want to do. Okay. A lot of people have said they really want to get involved. They really want to jump in. You know, they'd love to be a mentor later on. You know, people talk about how, you know, hey, it really helps me be a better trader when I'm helping others as well. You know, and I'm teaching others as well. And it's very rewarding and you learn. And is that something you're interested in? Just say yes. That's not going to change anything. That's not going to change your path at all right now. It's just so we have you on the list for later. You know, if that's something you're interested in, and you know, we might have some other groups for that. Okay. Do you understand the following are requirements to be in the mentor group? Be an active paid member. Make sure you completed the power play course. Agree that you'll follow the fast track methods, and you have Skype installed on your computer. Okay. Skype is, you know, we do a lot of stuff on Skype. Okay. Skype is, for those of you that don't have Skype, don't be overwhelmed by it. Don't, you know, let it overwhelm you. Skype is very, very easy. Okay. There's not that much to worry about. It's just something you download and install. You don't have to have a camera. You don't have to have a microphone if you don't want, you know, but a microphone is extremely helpful. It's just a chat. It's an area to chat and for the group to chat in and to post, you know, charts in. And, you know, you can do phone calls on Skype. Sometimes there are live calls that are done in there. Hey, guys, you know, what time works good for the group, you know, today or tomorrow? Let's do a live call. Let's go over some things. So you'll want to have a speaker on there to be able to hear what's going on. And if you want to be able to talk back or ask questions live, it's not like the Elite Room or like this webinar where you can't talk back on it if it's a live call. Okay. But you don't have to be on camera. You don't have to talk if you don't want to talk, but it's extremely helpful to do so. All right. And that's the other thing. Like, you can't access the Elite Room on the go on your mobile phone, but you can download the Skype app for your mobile phone, and you can keep up with the group and you know, check in and see what's going on anywhere, anytime. Okay. So that is why we use Skype. Okay. And also be aware that the mentor group is not something you're paying for. This is not some extra charge. It's not part of your Apex membership. It's addition above and beyond. It's a privilege to be in there. And, you know, Lori and these other mentors, they're doing this of their own time. They're not paid members of Apex. You know, they're doing it on their own time. You know, be appreciative of them, value their time, you know, be thankful to these users. All right, be professional in there and be thankful of them, and, you know, realize that there's no compensation for what they're doing. Okay. So does that make sense? Where none of this is a right or wrong answer. All right. It's not an application that you'll get in or not get in. It's just giving us the correct information, getting you on the list so we can put you on the right group. Okay. Make sense? Okay. So not so hard. Like I said, this is just getting us the information to have you on the list. Okay. Now, when we get all these in, you know, what we're going to start doing here over the weekend and over next week is, as these are coming in, we're going to compare them to, you know, to the list and first come, first serve that was signed up, you know, as a member. All right. And we'll kind of walk through a little bit of that. Okay. So that's kind of the selection and why. Now, some people are asking, well, tell me a little more about these groups. Like what's required of me? Okay. Well, all that's required of you is that you be engaged, okay? And you get to choose how much you want to be engaged, all right? This is not a class. It's not school. There's no set times. We're going to try to put you in these groups with other people that trade around the same time as you do. But a lot of, these other groups we have, they're going 24/7. I mean, the members are in there just talking to each other all the time, or, hey, I'm trading now. Hey, I got to run to work, and I got to run somewhere, and I'll be back. And I mean, middle of the day, middle of the night, all day, they're talking with each other. They're asking questions. They're posting their charts. They're watching trades together. You know what I mean? There's just, it's nonstop. Okay. Okay. A few of y'all are having some trouble with the form. We'll come back to that. Okay. See if we can figure out there. I'm not sure why you might be having some trouble with that, Chip and Dinesh. Yeah, Chip, try that and see if that fixes the issue for you, but I'm not sure why you'd be seeing something different there than what I pulled up on that link. But then they're on submission. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, Brian, we'll look into that. I'm not sure what you're encountering there. Okay, we'll look into that. Give me a second to finish up here, and we'll look into that. If any of you have any trouble with that form, looks like a few people are, please submit a ticket to the help desk. Okay. But yes, you have to have a Skype ID. Okay. You got it, Chip? It's working for you? Okay. But yeah, you do have to have a Skype ID. All right. Because Skype is where, all this is going to take place, and we need to be able to have your Skype ID. And when we have your Skype ID, that's one of the ways you're going to get notified that you were put into a group and what group you are in. Okay, you'll get a request on Skype of, hey, you've been invited to join this group. That's one of the ways you'll know there. Okay, but we'll move down and we'll get to that there. But it's not a class. It's not a set time of, oh, well, we're doing lessons this time and you have to be in there this time. You can be in these groups as much as you want. Okay. I mean, you can ask questions all day long. You can be in there just a little bit. We just want you to actually be involved. I mean, if you're in one of these groups and you're never involved, okay, then, and you never say a word, you're never involved whatsoever, you know what I mean? Then we want to make room for someone else that will actually be involved. All right. But there's not a requirement like a minimum number of involvement. Okay. But we want you involved in there. And, the groups are here to help you, not to hurt you, not to burden you, not to overwhelm you. Okay. Not to make a requirement of you. Okay. It's there for you to take advantage of. All right. And yes, Aaron, good point. Skype is free. All right. Skype is not going to cost you anything to be on Skype. Okay. It's free. It's just a place where we can engage and talk and have these group rooms. And that's where we do most of our business there. Okay. So that has been a big question of, well, how much time is going to be involved? And like I said, that's up to you how much you want to put in there. But these rooms are going all day long with people trading together, and now in the mornings we do prefer that be in the elite room as much as possible and put your questions in there if you can. That way everybody can benefit. But if you're more comfortable in one of the smaller rooms, okay, you can post in there, and you'll love. I love hopping into these mentor rooms, and I see multiple people in the same trades, multiple people talking about the same trades. Again, if we can put you together with people that trade the same things you trade, have about the same experience you trade, trade about the same time, you're in this smaller, more engaged group, and you're all, you've got however many people in there watching the same chart, looking for the same power player, the same powerful setups, and all of you talking about, hey, okay, I'm watching this trade setup on, whatever market. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think I see this. I mean, I see that. And, um, you know, okay, well, do you guys think that's a trade? Or what about this? Or what about that level? And you're not just on your own trading, or you're not scared to ask a question in a big room with 120 people. Okay. Um, and you've got these other people watching the same trades you are on the same market at the same time. And I love seeing these mentor groups where they're watching the trade and then boom, there's 8 people in the same trade and they got in on the same trade at the same time. And then you're in a trade with 8 other people that are watching that trade going, okay, what about trailing? Well, I'm still trailing here. Well, hey guys, keep in mind, we're coming up to an ice level here. Oh man, I didn't see that. Good call. I'm going to tighten my stop. Or, hey guys, keep in mind, we just got a divergent bar and a cluster here. Oh, I didn't see that. Thanks. Let's tighten our stop. You're trading together and you're learning together and you're asking questions, and the mentors and the leaders are engaged as well. And like, well, hey, maybe you should have done this, or keep an eye on this, and it's just awesome. And, like I said, some of these rooms can be active 24/7 and, any time of the day. And, sometimes they'll do live calls and they'll schedule it. Hey, when will this work for you? And let's do a live call. Let's talk about some things. Or let's do a live market replay session all together here. What times will work good for everybody? And if you miss it and you're not able to make it on that time, well, they're recorded. Okay. And what we're going to do next week is, well, yeah, it should be next week, is we're going to be making a special forum section. And one of the other cool things that you're going to be able to do is when these groups are made, we're going to let the groups decide their group name. Okay, like we already have, the Power Rangers and the Lions, and we're going to let the group kind of talk about it. And hey, what do we want to name our group? What should the group name be? And you'll be able to, come up with your own names, and then there will be a forum section, okay? And we're going to have a special forum section for each one of the individually named groups. And they'll be hidden. Like no one else will be able to see anything in that group except you that are in that group. Okay, so if you miss a recording, for example, all right, and the recording is posted in there, that's not for the public to see. That's not for other groups to see. That is your individual forum area. Like only you in that group will have access to it. Okay. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Get to name your group and have have those places to go back to and discuss and look for the videos there. Okay. So that's kind of the overview there of the process. Okay. Now, what we talked about Skype, why you need Skype. Yeah, Matt, if you log into Skype, it should be at the top left. It should tell you your username. It's like if you already have Skype, it should tell you your username up towards the top left of Skype. Okay. All right. Perfect, John. All good? So John Jacobs, your thing went through? No problem? Okay. Yeah, a couple of you seem to be having some issues. I'm not sure what that's all about. We'll look into it here. And if you're having trouble, yeah, send in a help desk ticket. Not sure why that would be, because they seem to be going through here. So, okay. Now, yeah, okay. Yeah, you might get okay, maybe that might be what happened. Yeah, Chip says that the first page said, enter your Skype ID and then hit next. And it took me to a thank you page. He said, and then I went back in and clicked the link again, and it took me to the page that you showed. Okay, I'll check on that. I'm not sure why that's happening. Okay, but if you get that, just pop right on in. Okay, go back to that link. All right, some of you are saying that you don't see the link. Eugene, are you looking in that forum section that I just showed you there? If you go right here to Trading Questions Forum, okay, and then you go right here to Apex Mentor Group. Okay, are you clicking this one or are you clicking this one that says info and sign up link? Because the link's right there. You might have been clicking the other one that just says about. Okay, that makes sense, guys? This is just, hey, telling you about the category. That one that's actually marked sign up link, that will get it for you. Okay, that fixed it for you. Perfect. Okay, so does everybody understand that process so far? Okay, fill out the form. So we have the information. We're going to go through this weekend and early part of next week and, filter those and sort those by, the time you trade and what you trade and all that. And we'll compare that against, okay, so here are all the people that want mentorship. Let's go back and compare this to the first come, first served, but who was signed up first. We've got 75 to 100 people. We've got everything full. Great. Okay. So then how will you know? Okay. Well, first of all, if you go here to the webinar calendar, okay, you can see that we've got next Friday is a webinar already on here called the Mentor Program Launch. Okay. Now you'll know ahead of time. Okay. But Friday, this webinar will be like, okay, hey, everything's in, the groups are full. You should have already, the first thing you'll get is a Skype invitation. All right, because we're going to sort out your name, put you in the group, make the group, and then invite people into the group. We have to have your Skype name to invite you into that group. So that'll be the first thing you know is, okay, cool. I know I'm in because I got the Skype invite, and here's my group, and hey, everybody else that's in here, what's up? This is me. Here's who I am. We'll also try to do outbound phone calls and an email, all right, to make sure you know that. I'll also try to get out a list once we have it done, anyone remaining on the list to say, all right, hey, guys, it looks like, you're on the list. It looks like the first groups are full, but we've got you on the second list here. And guys, don't despair if you have to wait on the second list. You're not missing out. You're still going to get on it. You've still got tons of mentorship and leadership training in the elite room. We're going to still have tons of new webinars coming up. We're going to have some extra webinars for those of you that are on the list but not in a group just yet. We're going to do some extra webinars just for that. How many of you were on or saw the recording that our CEO, Daryl Martin, did a few weeks ago about the 4 characteristics of trading? And, like the animals analogies, or maybe you saw another one I had him do of the ultimate hedge strategy with Nadex spreads and some of that. Okay. We're going to try to get him on as well to do some extra webinars, especially for you guys that are on the mentorship list waiting. And you're going to still have all the same leaders and mentors in the elite room, helping you, marking up charts, looking over charts. Nothing changes for you. You still get all the great stuff you've gotten. Plus, we'll do some extra webinars, and you'll be on the list for the next round here. Okay. So, does everybody understand that process of what it takes to get signed up as an Apex member? Then the next step is fill out this form so we have all your info. Now you understand what we're going to do from there. We're going to compare those 2 lists, put everybody into groups, and then get you invited on Skype, get you an outbound call and email to let you know, hey, what's going on. And then, in those groups, some announcements were made too of, okay, guys, hey, welcome. Let's start here. Let's talk about some names. Here's some of the first things I need you guys to do. Let's schedule some call. And then we'll kind of review some of that next week on the Mentor Launch Program as well, saying, hey, you guys are in, you've got your groups, let's walk through the list of what's next. Let's get your name. Let's schedule some, let's schedule a live call. Or what we might end up doing is for all the different groups, we might get all of you on one webinar. That's just a webinar for people in mentor groups where, Lori and some of the leaders can be on as well and say, hey guys, instead of having to do this 8 or 10 different times, look, here we go. You're all in a group. Welcome. Here's the first thing we want to do. Y'all think about names. You think about this. Here's what we the next step, let's plan a live call here. I want to start you guys on the fast track. I want to start you guys, making sure you have Jing installed and you're posting charts. And let's start with this subject, or let's start with, power slings. Let's make that our focus, these first few days. Or let's start with it. It'll all be laid out for you, okay? Step by step of what to do and what's going to happen. Somebody asked earlier, does mentorship involve weekends? Charles, these guys are going crazy. Morning, night, afternoon, evenings, weekends. Like, there's always discussions in there, right? And the leaders are in and out of there answering questions. Other, you might find that, there's 2 or 3 other guys or gals in the room that you're hooking up with on the weekends, and, you're going over stuff all weekend, and it's just 24/7 in there a lot of times, okay? You can go in anytime, okay? And it's not all, yes, guys, we want to keep it professional, and, we want to keep it, don't be rude to anybody in there, and don't, keep it professional, okay? But, guys, this is more than just work. You go into these, the Lions group or the Power Rangers group. Those guys are always joking around and messing with each other and, funning around with each other, making up little nicknames for each other. There's some personal talk in there too, or where do you live, or what part of the country are you from, or, oh, hey, what's going on? It's not a stiff, stuffy room, okay? It's not a stiff, stuffy room, all right? This is a fun, personalized group, and each one of these rooms will be that way, okay? So let's see here. Eugene, you're asking, go to the same room in the elite room. I'm not sure what your question there is, Eugene. I'm sorry. Yeah, the elite room's still there. The elite room's not going anywhere. This is not this is just, these mentor groups are just something extra, and these groups are all on Skype, okay? Natasha, you're not able to add something to the form, but if you want to add some information that you think would be helpful, just shoot it in a help desk ticket, and we can get it in there, no problem. Okay. So, does that make sense? Are there any questions specifically regarding the mentorship program, the sign-up process, the group selection process, or what to do next? Are there any questions about that? Okay. Can you request to be with someone? Send in a request if you have that, meaning, oh, I have a friend of mine that's also a trader. I want to be in the same group as him. We work well together. Send that in, and we'll do our very best to do that. I think the only reason we would, maybe not want to, the only time that might not work is if, you're a veteran trader of 5 years and we're putting you in a room with other veteran traders, but your friend is brand new. That's not going to be helpful to him or her, we're more than okay with you, joining with a friend. We'll hook, we want to hook people up together that are going to work great together. So we absolutely want to do that. We're great with doing that. Lori's messaging me now saying, yeah, absolutely, we'll do that. The only time we might be like, hey, I don't know if this would be the best is, your friend's a month into trading and you're in a room with 10-year veterans. That's might not be doing your friend a favor. Does that make sense? Okay. So it's not so much that we'll have an issue with that. It's just we want to benefit the person the best, But yeah, if you've got somebody that, hey, we trade well together, we trade on the phone together every day, and we work good, and we do tests, let's get stuff together. Absolutely. Okay. Let's see here. But yeah, being in these groups does not mean that you're never in the elite room. We still want you to be in the elite room. Okay. Definitely be in the elite room still. And, these are addition above and beyond just to get more personalized attention kind of 24/7. All right. This is not taking the place of the elite room. Just, some people are not as comfortable asking questions in the elite room. Okay. See, like for Jimmy, you just said, I just begun to post in the elite room. Getting into the mentorship program, should I still post in the elite trade room or stick exclusively to smaller mentor groups? Jimmy, I would still do both, okay? And like I mentioned earlier, you have to keep in mind that, you know, Lori and these other leaders and these Power Rangers that are all going to be running these mentor groups and spending all this one-on-one time with you, they're not compensated by Apex. They're not paid employees of Apex. They do this on their own and on their own time because they love Apex. They love helping other traders. They have a passion for it. So you have to keep in mind that sometimes in the mornings, you know, what do you think they might be doing when the market's opening? They're trading. Okay, they're traders. Like, that's how they make their income. And that's why we've always told you, even in the elite room, hey, you know, ask a question. Most likely you'll have 6 people answering you in no time. But if it takes a few minutes to get an answer, you know, don't take it wrong. They might be in the middle of a trade, right? And then as soon as they're done trading, they'll hop on and start answering your questions. And, you know, so especially in the morning, you know, we still encourage, you know, as much as possible to be in the elite room and post your questions in there. You know, for one, you know, it helps other people to be able to see it. For two, it's, you know, helps the mentors not have to be in a million places at once. But, you know, so we encourage that, you know, but if you're more comfortable in the room as far as asking your questions in the smaller mentor groups, you know, you can ask them in there at first, but still be in the elite room, still watch the elite room and learn from what others are talking about in the elite room. But if you're just a little shy and you're not quite ready to ask your questions in the elite room, and you want to mainly ask your questions in the smaller group till you know, feel more comfortable and get up and going, that's great. Okay, that's what they're there for. But definitely don't in any way take these smaller groups to be, I don't need to be in the elite room. Still be in there and learn and watch. It's just a little more comfortable place, you know, to do it, and then to really dig in. You know, it's not that we can't dig into some things in the elite room, but if you've got, you know, 8 or 10 people that are really trying to dig into one particular thing in the elite room and really test one particular market and focus, you know, hey, let's focus on power slings and power X, but then you've got 60 other people in that room talking about something else, that's not as easy to focus, laser beam focus, and dig in and really teach and learn, right? That makes sense? Okay. Yeah, Joe, I'm sure they would take tips. So, okay, any other questions? I'm looking over a few here. John Marvino says, is it better to try to join a group where you already have experience trading, such as futures, or where you would like to learn to trade like Nadex? Marvino, that's a good question there. You know, if you have a lot of experience trading, you know, futures, for example, and you're profitable in futures and you're feeling comfortable with the power plays and all that, but you're really trying to add on Nadex and you want to learn Nadex, you know, I think that, or maybe it's the opposite. You know, maybe you are a newer trader and you started with Nadex binaries or Nadex spreads, okay, and you want to learn something new, you know, or move up to futures. I think either way is fine. I think what it all boils down to is like Lori just said, be in a group, try to join the group that's going to be day-to-day trading, focusing, learning, and talking about what you want to be trading day-to-day. Does that make sense? So if you are now trading futures and want to, you know, move over and you want to start trading Nadex day-to-day, that's what you want to do, for example, then you'd probably want to get into a, you know, group of people that are going to be trading Nadex. So I'd say get into whatever group's going to be trading every day what you want to be actively trading. Okay. Let's see here. It'd be nice to have a place to comment. on the becoming a mentor question, not be limited yes or no. What kind of time expectations are expected for a mentor? Matt, that is a good question, and that's something that we actually will be going over more in the rooms. Okay. Matt said, hey, it'd be nice to maybe have more room to, on the mentor thing, instead of just saying, hey, do you eventually want to become a mentor later on, instead of just yes or no, like, tell us a little more about that. Like, what's that involved? And, how much time does that require? And we will be talking about some of that, okay, as we go on, okay? And it's not, again, these mentor groups are for you. You're not obligated to, become a mentor yourself later on. Or, that's not the purpose of these groups, is to get you to be a mentor and let's have more groups. I mean, we're definitely down for that, and we want that to happen. That does happen. But, this is for you. Right? So right now, these initial stages is all for you. Whether you're a mentor or whether you're being mentored, time involved in the group is up to you right now. However much time you put into the group is directly related to what you want to get out of it. Okay, but we'll talk more about that, about what that would involve as well. Yeah, Jimmy, so that makes sense. He's like, hey, Jimmy says, hey, I posted a chart in the Elite Room asking about a power play, and I shared it, but there was already a lot of other dialogue going on in the Elite Room about some other things, and then there was the power of the Elite Room is you've got a lot of different things going on with traders that trade different things, and you can learn a lot of different things. But if you're, starting off and you're newer, and you want to dig in and learn particular things and master particular things at a time, that's where these groups come into play. Like, you've got it, Jimmy. Like, you're right on track there. Okay. Paulo, Nadex has futures, right? Nadex has derivatives of futures markets. Yes. Okay. You don't trade actual future contracts on Nadex. You trade either Nadex binaries or Nadex spreads, which are a derivative of, the future. Okay. Let's see here. Alan, send in a ticket. I'm not sure what you're asking. We don't have a $7 trial right now. We just had a 30-day open house, and to sign up for the monthly elite membership right now is $200 a month. As of the 18th, that will go up to $300 a month, and there will be a little 14-day trial thing to that, but that's going to be at the $300 monthly, not the $200. Okay. Okay, guys. So are we good? Everybody understand the process here and the selection here? For those of you that are having trouble with the form, I'm not sure what that's all about. A couple of you said, hey, I had to go to the form and enter my Skype ID and then hit next. And then I had to go back to the form, and then it let me get to everything you showed, John. I'm not sure why that's happened. I will look into that. But if you have that issue, click next or submit, and then go back to the form to get that full field there that I showed you. I'm not sure why some of you are having that and others aren't. Doesn't quite make sense to me, but something going on there. And if you have any issue, submit a ticket so that we can look into that and see what's going on. Okay. Also, what you might want to do is log out of the site and clear your cache and cookies and go back in. Okay, and try that. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, because several people say, hey, it worked fine for me. I just got it through, and I can see them coming through here. So I know the link's working. Just not sure why some of you would have that error. Okay, so if there's an issue, go ahead and submit a ticket. Okay, and yeah, try clearing that, logging out and clearing the cache and going back into that. Okay. Now, yes, Frank, very good point. Currently, the monthly elite membership is $200 a month. Okay. As of September 18th, the price is going up to $300 a month for new subscriptions. If you're already a member of Apex paying $200 a month, you're locked in for life at that rate. It's not going up. If you sign up, before September 18th for the $200 monthly subscription, You will stay at 200. You will be grandfathered in at the $200 rate. It's just for people that wait and don't sign up till after the 18th. They, the only option then at that point for the full elite membership will be the $300 a month. All right, so that's why I want to get you up and going. Okay. You might, anyone that was a paying member months ago or years ago, to be in a mentor group, you have to be a current paying member. Okay. Not just because you were at some point in the past, but a current paying member of Apex. And yes, this is being recorded, and this recording will be put on the website in the same place here where all the other open house webinars are put. Just go to webinars, open house, and it'll be put right down here at the bottom. Okay. Let's see here. It's whenever your most recent sign up was, Alan. Okay, if you're a current paying member, when did you become a current paying member? Okay, guys, any other questions here about the mentor program? Everybody understand where we are, what to do, and what's going to come next? Okay. Let's see here. John, what if we need to? Chuck, send a ticket to me on that. Yep, there's a way we can pause that for you. Absolutely. So let's see here. Verify may have been received. Yep. Yeah, Tony says he's got some of those tickets. So yeah, guys, if you're having trouble with that, yeah, please sign out, sign back into the website, try to go back to that link. If you still can't do it, submit a ticket. So yeah, a lot of people are saying, oh, it worked fine for me. It went right through. I'm getting them come in. So I'm not sure why you might be having issues there. Chip, what browser are you using? Are you using Chrome? Okay. And Chip, you have already signed up for the monthly membership? Okay, because again, that link will not work unless you're a paying monthly or annual member. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, submit a ticket and we'll get it taken care of for you. We'll look into it. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Again, I appreciate a great open house from you guys. Great week here, great weekend coming up. Take some time over the weekend to, catch up on some webinars, catch up on some stuff, be ready to rock it next week. We do have a webinar coming up on Monday night, so be with us on Monday night. And once again, guys, for any of you that are not currently signed up as a paying monthly or annual membership, make sure to get on and get grandfathered in and locked in for life at the lower rate before it goes up on the 18th. Also, if you're not signed up, the spots are going fast to get on, the mentor list, too. Like, I know that these spots are going to go quick, so get signed up today if you still want to try to get in on that and get as close to the top of the list as you can, whether you make it in this first one or, this second round here. Okay. No, Eugene, not a problem at all. Anthony says, my internet cut out. If I trade both morning and night, do I have to choose one or the other for a particular group? No, that's up to you. I would say whatever you trade more of. But again, guys, even if you say, oh, I trade in the morning mainly, and you're in a group with other morning traders, trust me, these guys are list both of them on the form so that we know that. But, there's still activity going on in these rooms around the clock. You know what I mean? But, yeah, several people trade both. So go ahead and put both on the form, no problem. Okay? All right, Keith, we're focused today on the mentor stuff. Pop a screenshot of that. I'm not sure what you said, module 8. I'm not sure what course you're talking about there. Take a screenshot of that and pop that in a ticket, and we'll get that for you here. Okay. Let's see here. Michael, the link for the mentorship program is under Help Desk Forum. Go to Trading Question Forum. Right here, General Trading Forum, Apex Mentor Program. Apex Mentor Program sign up link, and right there. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll start getting sorted through all these. Just submit a ticket if you have any questions, and I'll get this recording up and going here. Try to have the recording up here within the next hour or so. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We look forward to getting these groups rolling, and looking forward to a great week next week. Hop in before the 18th, get grandfathered in. Have a great weekend, guys. Thank you so much. All right. Bye, guys.